last night, instead of going on my TikTok account and scrolling for hours, I decided to flip through my Vogue magazine and see what styles were speaking to me for this upcoming fall. And I decided to really like go in depth, figure out what it was about each outfit that I liked. Sometimes I find myself just like opening a page or looking at an outfit on Pinterest and seeing an outfit and being like, oh yes, this looks so good, but not necessarily picking apart what I like about it. And so I opened up my journal and I started taking notes on what I liked about each individual outfit. And I noticed a few themes that are coming up for 2024 fall. So what I'm going to do is go through that list, try and decode what I wrote here, because honestly, it's not even written in English, to be honest. I don't know what this is. First thing was shirt sleeves / cuffs poking out of jacket sleeves. A lot of the pictures that were in this magazine, or a lot of the outfits in this magazine, had focus on the cuffs. Like there was a lot of attention to the wrists, whether that was because the little bit of a shirt was peeking out, whether it was because there was actual like a fur cuff on top of a shirt, whether it was like an accessory or just part of the shirt or jacket, as well as just a lot of like bangles and jewelry and watches, a lot of attention to our wrists, which I think is really interesting. I don't know if maybe I'm just biased because I personally am paying a lot of attention to wrists right now. I've just become obsessed with bangles, and that's mainly the main thing. And specifically wearing your bangles or your bracelets on top of your sleeve. Like say for example, you have on a long jacket or a sweater or a long sleeve shirt, wearing the bangle on top of the sleeve. I just think that's so chic looking, and it's like a way of still being able to show off what you have on your arm, even though it would technically be covered typically by that shirt. It's like you're still getting to show it off, which I think is really fun. I played with this a little bit last year and I feel like it's going to be a really big trend for this year. So yeah, maybe I'm biased and maybe I'm just noticing it because I personally am really liking that. That's probably, you know, the case for all of these trends. So I'm not necessarily saying that these are trends in terms of factually this is actually what's up and coming. It's just in my world, this is what's trending. I wrote down turtleneck and baseball hat. There was this outfit that I really liked. I liked the look of like a high neck with a baseball hat. Something about it just looked really cool. It was like all you could see was just like face and barely even neck really. It's just like straight head, and something about that is appealing to the eye. Next thing I wrote was square belt buckle. I noticed a lot of the belts are in like a strict square, some small squares, some big squares, but like we're not seeing oval or round or like rectangle. It's all squared off belts. Just something I noticed in the magazine. Don't know if it's a thing. Noticed a lot of high neck, a lot of blazers, and a lot of like pearl. I have been loving pearl the past year or two, and I feel like it's going to be a really big trend now. I see like a lot of pearl jewelry aside from just necklaces, whether it's earrings or rings. It's coming out a lot more, and so I'm very excited about that. Velour and fur velour and fur jackets. I think a lot of texture is going to be super big. I noticed a lot of suede, a lot of fur jackets, a lot of velour jackets. I feel like for always in fall, there's going to be a lot of different textures because that's really what you have to play with. We're like layering up. So kind of what you have is like color, texture, shape. Those are like kind of the things you can play with. I personally love fall fashion. I think it's probably my favorite season to dress for, and it's a brief season. You only get a few months, especially in Canada. Like it goes from being hot to cold in a second, so I'm excited for this. I also noticed a lot of brown, black, and white together, almost using brown as like a pop of color. You know, when you see an outfit that's like all black and you see like a red purse and the red is like the pop of color, or an outfit that's all, I don't know, like I'm trying to think of a color, all white, and then you have like a yellow pop of color or whatever. I feel like using brown as the pop of color is something I noticed, and I actually really, really like that. I love the mixture of brown and black. I know it's not necessarily like fashion approved. I feel like there's fashion rules that say you're not supposed to mix like navy and black or black and brown, and I just disagree. I feel like if the tones of each color are right, like if it's a really, really stark black and then a really, really chocolatey brown, or like a really warm toned brown, it works perfectly. I really like the way that looks. A cool toned brown, I prefer more with like a gray. in my opinion. I'm also not like super opposed to it. I'm sure I would see it on someone and like it. It's just like when I'm putting it together, that's what I notice. And then the navy and the black, I think the navy has to be a really, really rich navy. Like it needs to look like money navy, and then it can go well with black. I'm trying to think of a navy that doesn't look rich. I guess if it was like a washed out shirt, then it wouldn't look like that. So yeah, a lot of brown, black, and white together. Something I noticed a lot of waist pieces. I feel like this isn't a new trend. Like our silhouettes have been such a big trend for so many years now. I feel like probably since maybe forever. I don't know. Do waists ever go out of style? Like, do showing your fitted silhouette ever go out of style? Maybe not. I don't think it does. But I feel like there's a big attention on like actual pieces. So whether it's a belt on you, but then also like these waistbands. Let me show you what I'm talking about. There was one in particular that I noticed that really caught my eye and I thought was really interesting. I think it was on Miley Cyrus. Yes, here. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'll put it on the screen. But it basically looks like a piece of, I think, like leather fabric that has been wrapped around her waist. And it's not even, like, I don't know if you call this a belt. It's just like, you'll see what I mean. I feel like there's a lot of attention on waists aside from just like simply a belt, but then also belts. Like I feel like belts are gonna be really big on top of jackets, on top of blazers, just belting everything. I also think it's really interesting because I feel like high-waisted things kind of went out of trend for the past maybe 3 or 4 seasons. I can't remember back to last fall if it was like still a big trend or not. But low-waisted stuff became really, really popular this past spring and summer. And I think like extremely high-waisted things are coming back into trend now. Like high-waisted to the point where it's like just under your breastbone on like a more extreme level. But I do think high-waisted's coming back, not necessarily, maybe not in jeans, but in terms of like trousers. I noticed that a lot. I saw this one outfit that had like a pop of blue. I don't think this is necessarily going to be a trend. It's just something that really caught my eye. It was a black, white, and brown outfit, and then it had like this really pretty baby blue skirt, and I thought the pop of blue just tied in so well, and it made the outfit look so chic and polished and kind of like youthful and fun, and it was kind of giving like spring. So it's kind of a nice in between of like merging summer into fall, I guess. I just really, really liked that. Not really saying it's a trend, I just like caught my eye and I really loved it. I noticed a lot of off the shoulder things. I feel like for me with off the shoulder, I particularly like seeing like a simple neckline, so either no necklace or one simple necklace, not like a stack, and then a simple earring. I feel like with off the shoulder things, you can look really, really elegant, and so kind of using that to your advantage with your jewelry and like pulling more into that elegance with your jewelry works well. I also noticed that there were a lot of proportions is what I wrote. Large long coats, and then there was this one specific outfit that I really loved the proportions of that had a really, really long coat, and I liked the way that the pants started to flare at the bottom of the coat. Something about it was very satisfying, like to look at. It looked like it almost just fit together perfectly, and the silhouette of the outfit was just really appealing to my eyes. Also loved the all white outfit that I'm putting on the screen now. I like that everything was white, and I also feel like each individual piece, it wasn't a part of a set. Every single thing had a different piece of fabric. So I think the top part was more of like a ribbed material, like a knitwear, and all of the materials were different, but all of the white was just like super, super stark white and all oversized. I liked that the sweater was like so high neck and went all the way down to her wrists, and then the pants as well went really, really long. It was almost like none of her skin was being shown, and something about it was really like appealing to the eyes. I don't know, something about having just like your face shown is really eye-catching to me right now. And then the last thing I wrote was that I loved the checkered diamond. Apparently that's called argyle, I don't know how you say that, but I really liked this specific pattern. I don't feel like we see it very often, and I like it a lot. I don't usually like houndstooth, why can't I say that? Houndstooth? I think that's what it's called. My brain's going blank, but I don't really like houndstooth, and I don't really like checkered things. I don't love stripes. I don't love like polka dots. I'm not like a huge pattern girl in that way. I do appreciate like an animal print, but not really like a pattern, at least right now. But I really, really like this like checkered diamond print. Something about it is very different, and the shape of it is a lot more flattering maybe to a body rather than like typical straight lines, if that makes sense. Maybe that's why I like it, but yeah, that was the last thing I wrote down. I also have some things on my phone that we're gonna go through. Now for the basic things, I have red, brown, gray. Those are the 3 colors that I feel like are gonna be really popular. That's not surprising, it's fall. Red, brown, gray. Yeah. Next is button-ups. I feel like button-ups are going to be huge this fall. I feel like they were huge in this summer in like more of a light, flowy, wear them with like a tiny pair of shorts or with like a skirt. Like I just feel like we saw a lot of button-ups this past summer, and I feel like they're going to transition really well into fall. So hold on to your button-ups. They're probably going to be worn more in like a traditional way, like with a trouser, with a blazer. I'm seeing that a lot in the magazine especially. I also see a lot of leather jackets. Again, it's fall. That's not super shocking. I feel like leather and denim are going to be really big this fall, especially like a nice rich blue denim. I think not necessarily just in jeans, but like also in jackets, also in purses. I also think like moto boots. I wrote rain boots. I think that's more of a personal preference. I haven't really seen rain boots. I just kind of feel like I might want a pair. Haven't thought about it too deeply, but I just thought like, maybe I want rain boots. But I do think moto boots are going to be big this fall and winter. Sunglasses are another thing. I don't know if this is necessarily a trend, but it's something that I feel like I'm noticing. Sunglasses really make or break an outfit. Like I feel like you can put on a pair of sunglasses with a simple outfit and it's just so much more elevated. And I see that a lot in the Vogue magazine because I think a lot of the outfits are very simple right now. People aren't really doing too much with their outfits. It's very like, not minimalistic, but I want to say like classic, simple, like chic. We're not doing too much, and I think that adding a pair of sunglasses really helps to make an outfit look complete. I think slick buns are still going to be very, very in, especially with having like high neck things, like for example turtlenecks or sweaters, or even just this shirt right now naturally just makes the outfit and the shirt and everything look more chic and less like, I want to say like flouncy. That's not a word. I don't know. And then the last thing I wrote was squared off pieces, which what I mean by that was structured jackets, bottoms, and sweaters. So I mean like, for example, this right now. This is a very structured shirt. It literally has shoulder pads in it. I think like sweaters that are very boxy, shirts that are very boxy, blazers that are very boxy, and a lot of like straight cut lines rather than like rounded edges. And yeah, those are basically the random little things that came to mind when I was thinking about it last night. Just wanted to make this video because I want to be able to look back at this and see if I was right and if I ended up actually wearing the things that caught my eye, or if I wore nothing crazy in the fall. I want to get like more into my everyday fashion sense. I feel like I'm really good at putting together an outfit when it's a specific situation, like I'm going to dinner or I'm traveling or I have an event to go to. I can put together a really great outfit for that. But for like the day-to-day, just doing whatever, running around, even just staying home, I struggle to put together outfits that I feel like proud of. So I really want to play with my fashion more because I work from home, so that's majority of the time that I'm getting ready. So I need to like get into that, you know? If you're at this point in the video, comment down below a flower so I know you made it this far, and I love you so, so, so much. And like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.